Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to EGF Season 5, week number 4. My name is George Overton, joined by Matt Hayho, and it seems like we're just about ready to get into our first game of the day. George Washington versus University of Connecticut. We've had a few problems, haven't we, Matt? But we are just about ready to get underway. Yes. Yeah, I did have to forfeit game one, unfortunately. So that does mean that UConn do have a 3-goal advantage, but 3-goal advantage is not all over. There is still a chance for George Washington to get back in this game and to try and make something happen.
It's Barcelona. We're going to see Barcelona lining up. Look, I mean, the defense is so solid. All day at left back, maybe the weak link, but again, Pedri, De Jong, Gavi, they're all players that have got really high passing. So yeah, expect to see that tick-attack of football because a lot of them do have that play style as well. So yeah, it'd be good to see. And we haven't seen much of City at all. I don't think anyone has selected them so far this season.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'm trying to think. I don't think we've seen any thus far. But let's see if the boys are going to start their game. I told them that they can ready up, so they know that they're allowed to start. But either way, we've got Diego streaming the perspective for us here. So once we get into game, you'll see the red arrow above Diego's head and at Corton. I'm not too sure who is actually playing for George Washington today. It is one of their one of their squad players, kind of thing that kind of gets rotated in and around the squad. But we'll have to see. Either way, George Washington, obviously, as we've said, the last season's champion. So it's a difficult one because looking at this tournament, there is a long season, and there is a big opportunity for anybody really to win it, especially once we get to the playoffs. So there's always that opportunity to see them potentially go back to back. You never know what can happen.
Yeah, exactly that. And, the playoffs throw up a little bit extra. And to touch on playoffs, we've got the baseball playoffs tonight. Game 7 between the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros. I'm quite a big baseball fan myself, so I'm rooting on the Rangers to win that one. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
We will indeed. I think it's Nelson. I think it's Nelson. I think that's who that corner's just tagged in the Discord chat.
Okay.
Not a huge fan of baseball myself, I'll be honest. It's just it's never really. Didn't mind a game of rounders when I was in high school, but never really got into baseball. I know you tried to get me into the so rare baseball stuff, but I could just never wrap my head around it. Don't really get it.
Right, here we go. And we've got some nice stadium audio. The crowd nice and loud to start with. And yeah, we're going to have at Corton. We'll just have to say it's at Corton for now. I think you did just say, sorry, who it was. But I wasn't 100% listening to who you told me was playing. But yeah, an interesting camera angle as well. I don't know if Diego's actually playing on this angle. It is the kind of FC actual... their kind of new camera that was introduced, I think, last year to almost like where the broadcast is when you watch IRL games of football. So, yeah, it's not my favourite view to play in. It is quite nice for us, though, as spectators.
Yeah, I think I do like it, but I don't like playing with it. It looks good because you can see a lot of the pitch. The camera pans quite a lot. You can see different angles. It does look nice, but playing wise, I feel like it just throws me off more than anything.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's the best angle for actually sort of looking at the gameplay, but as a player, like I said, though, it's quite nice for us to watch as a spectator, but yeah, not one I would choose to be using to play with. But if Diego's happy using it, then let him be.
If only we could finally get our spectator client that we've been asking for about 6 years. Diego, is there a chance? There is a chance. There is a finish. at the end of it is João Felix as well. 1-0 to UConn. A massive start. Nice little bit of pass and play into the box, and a great finish at the end of it. Diego with a great start to this match. 1-0, just 12 minutes in.
Yeah, also adds to 4-0 now on aggregate. So, yeah, looking like a pretty tough task for Nelson in this one. So it's going to be tough, but, you know, never say never. Remember, Diego always used to love being Barcelona as well in previous seasons. So, again, a player that we have seen on multiple occasions. Very, very good player as well. So it will be tough for Nelson to break him down, but we'll just have to wait and see. And City come on the attack with Kyle Walker. Not going to go for the cross, although you do have Haaland to aim at. Chance here. Are you going to wriggle through with Grealish? Possibly no. Good block. And again, that Barcelona defence very, very strong through the middle. Just a little chip to the near post. Grealish, really known for his aerial power and aerial threat.
No, definitely not what he's known for, but either way, we are seeing chances come through. Maybe one here. Nathan Ake plays it into the middle. Not got great passing though. Is a centre back in game, so not really expecting to see him pop up in those positions. Is he playing at left back? I think it'll feel like he must be.
Who was that? Sorry, who's playing at left back?
João Felix, great save from the goalkeeper. It was Nathan Ake.
I mean, Ake is kind of a left back. I think he's got both positions because he played a lot at left back, I believe, for City. But he was always known at Bournemouth for playing at centre back. So I think Pep kind of maybe saw a bit of potential in him out wide. Obviously quite difficult to get into the central defence for City, and there's a lovely touch there. Good save once again from Edison. Solid keeper there. But no, I mean, Ake's not bad. He's not the tallest for centre back. So sometimes playing him out wide, yeah, it does look like he's playing at left back. So he'll be up against Rafinha though, which isn't ideal. In all honesty,
he's not got very high pace, not got very high dribbling or pass, and it's one of them, you know, especially seeing as he was overlapping in that situation. But either way, Rafinha whips it in. Pedri is a free man, and once again, Edison being called into action. The Brazilian goalkeeper having to do his work. Lewandowski, is he going to find a way onto the ball? No, a little bit of a goal poaching situation there. Could have seen an opportunity, but well defended by Man City once again.
Yeah, the City defence is pretty good. Obviously, you've got Walker at right back, so I wouldn't imagine we'll see too many attacks coming down this side from João Felix. But there's a lovely opportunity there, crafted expertly well. And once again, Diego picking up another goal. I was just saying there wasn't going to be many attacks down this side. And then, yeah, really good chance created there. But, yeah, it's difficult. When you've got João Felix, he's not really that quick, but he's pretty good when you get him on the ball. He's kind of got, I think, some decent stats for dribbling, and he gets a finesse shot away with him as well there. And yeah, at the moment it's looking pretty tough for George Washington University. Nelson's kind of up against it and he's headed away, and I thought there might be a counter-attack there, but that's shut down straight away once again.
Felix in the box, down to Lewandowski, and it's as simple as that for the Polish striker. It's, well, you get him the ball in those kind of situations and he is not going to miss. Fantastic finish, and well, that one has all but wrapped up this game. Unfortunately for George Washington, they struggled due to class times, finishing a little bit later than they would have hoped, and you know, it's just an unfortunate day for George Washington once again. But UConn, fair play to them. They had a 3-0 lead coming into this match because of the first game forfeit. They've not rested on it. They've not thought, all right, we've got a 3-0 lead. We don't really need to press too much. Diego is very active in this match.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's one of those, maybe he just sort of thinks, oh, you know, I'm actually only going to get one game tonight, so I've really got to make it count, and I'm going to go all for it. So, yeah, very, very strong performance from Diego. 3-0 up, you know, not even at half-time. So, it's a tough one. It's you hope that George Washington can bounce back from it, potentially next week.
Yeah, you've got to hope so. It's not great to see the returning champions, obviously, having to forfeit matches, especially when there's not really a lot they can do about it. But either way, we'll have to see what the rest of the season holds for them, as they will fall a little bit further down the standings today. We'll have to see where they are at the end of the day, though, as we almost reach the halfway point of this match. Maybe they'll get one chance here before the halfway break. We'll have to see. Good interception. And Baldy can bring it up the field.
Yeah, it's been quite tough, really. They haven't created too many chances, have they, George Washington, at the moment? It is all UConn. It's all Diego. He goes for another and just creeps wide. And I thought that may have been half-time there with the 1 minute added on, but the referee is going to allow the goal kick to be taken. And there we go. We do reach the half-time whistle. And, yeah, so far it's just a formality for UConn there. Yeah, playing really, really well. 3 goals up. We're going to go straight into the second half. No changes. Nothing doing there. So, yeah, straight in. 3 different goal scorers as well. Felix, Pedri and Lewandowski. So, yeah, a very strong first half. Be interesting to see if he can keep it going as well in the second.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Giving the ball away early on, though. And unfortunately for George Washington, the ball given away once again. The pass had not been the most accurate we've ever seen. We'll have to see if they can tighten that up in the second half. Alvarez, who, don't know if you've completed the SBC for him or if you know anybody that has, but he looks like a very good card.
Yeah, I've not completed it myself on Ultimate Team. It's one of those you need to get a lot of fodder to complete him, but yeah, no real way to get fodder, and a good opportunity there. And goalkeeper went for the clearance. It was shut down, and it probably creeps just a foot or 2 wide of the post. Could have been a calamity moment there at the back for the George Washington defence. Edison spared his blushes though as the ball just drifts wide. Chance here though, there's a man over on the right wing. Tried to look for the world-class pass just there. Couldn't find it. Well intercepted. Can we see George Washington grab a goal in this game?
Well, we'd love to see it, that's for sure. And you've got to say that would have been a proper school ground goal back there. They're the only ones I used to score back in my day. Grealish down the wing. Cancelo intercepts. Nice and easy for Diego once again to hold on to the ball. Oh, good interception there from Grealish. Comes back onto the ball. Nice little bit of tiki-taka. Fast-moving ball played from George Washington. But once again, just unfortunately running straight into the defenders. Not making their lives particularly difficult. But either way, UConn back in possession of the ball once again. 3 goals up, well, 6 on aggregate. And with the clock ticking down, you just want to see George Washington get a chance here in this match.
Yeah, it's pretty tough going, isn't it? It's not looking too likely that they're going to really get an opportunity. It might even be 4. Good save. The rebound goes back through to João Felix, I think it was, yeah, for his second of the game. Yeah, unfortunate, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. You know, you've got to make your own luck by creating these chances. UConn and Diego constantly knocking on the door, looking for goals, and has another one yet again.
I know a lot of people moan at rebound goals and stuff like that, but in those kind of opportunities, you would expect Lewandowski to score those, to be honest, wouldn't you? You know, takes it down on a volley, you know, pretty decent position, about 10, 15 yards out. Goalkeeper makes a massive save, but, you know, the expected goals-wise, you'd expect Lewandowski to put that one away. Rafinha whipped in, cleared away by Guardiol, who... a very good player in this FIFA, I'll be honest. I really enjoy using him. Very quick, very strong. Not great on the ball, but you don't really expect many cheap centre-backs to be that great on the ball. Rafinha to Pedri. This should be a goal. Another massive save from Edison. This could have been a very, very large scoreline if there was anybody else really in goal. Edison having a really good game.
Yeah, Edison doing really well, and like you say, it's that kind of thing where, yeah, you'd expect the goals to be scored, wouldn't you, from the earlier chance there from Lewandowski for the sort of rebound goal, and we do get another one, and this time it's Rafinha picking up a goal. But yeah, just sort of touching back on that, it's, you know, if Lewandowski had scored that goal, for example, I think everyone's kind of happy if that ball goes in. Whereas we get the rebound and it's sort of, you know, it takes away from the good opportunity that was created. So it's, yeah, it's one of those, if the ball goes in from Lewandowski, everyone's kind of like, yeah, you know, it was a one-on-one, it was a chance created. But unfortunately, you get that kind of rebound where it's quite frustrating, to be honest. But yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it, again?
100%, couldn't agree. More Pedri to Rafinha. back in the middle towards Lewandowski. Side and tackle from Guardiola to block the ball, and behind for a Barcelona corner. Just 13 minutes left in this one. Cleared away. I think that was by John Stones. Koundé now in the box to João Felix. Just going to take a punt at it, try and get it in there. Nathan Ake on absolutely flat out. Barely any left in the tank. Been running up and down that wing, and another ball given away. This time from Rodri to Baldi. Gavi on the ball now to João Felix. Going to step. That was a nice bit of skill there to get away from the defender. Now it's going to be Rafinha.
Ooh, where's it going?
Goalkeeper's got this one.
Yeah, you can see that sort of crosshair where the ball's landing in the goal there. Just, you can never be too certain. But yeah, well played. And it's just been a game where, you know, Diego's just been on top from pretty much start to finish. There might be a last-minute goal here. Chance. Dribbles through. Yes, gets the goal. There we go. Phil Foden coming in off the wing there. 5-1 now on aggregate. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit too late, barring some absolute miracle work. But no, good to see, you know, never kind of giving up. Keep on going to the end. That's all we ask from the players, really.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep on fighting till the end, you know. Even in these kind of situations, I know it can be demoralising, but you just got to keep going. Try and get yourself a goal. Rafinha. Oh, that was a great opportunity. Really saw the goal open up, but Ederson with another fantastic save, and chance for a corner now whipped in. Cleared away by Rodrigo. Down to Rafinha once again. Still Yukon hunting for another goal. Whipped to the back post, but Lewandowski so far away. Maybe one more chance here in this match.
Yeah, you might do. You've got just a minute of added time. I mean, 5-2 would look a little bit better, but it really has been one-way traffic, isn't it, for this game? And that will be all she wrote. 5-1 in the second leg. Obviously, a 3-0 forfeit in the first. So 8-1 on aggregate to Yukon, picking up the points from this one. Yeah, tough game for George Washington. The fans booed them off as well, which just rubs it in, really, doesn't it? But, yeah, it's an unfortunate one, but yeah, tough fixture as well, because we know Diego from, you know, seasons gone by. Very good player, very confident, loves that Barcelona team, and yeah, we'll probably be happy that he's got extra firepower with Lewandowski this year as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all round. I think the squad got upgraded a pretty good amount, so I'm sure he's going to be happy with that. But either way, there you go, 8-1, the final scoreline. The Huskies taking home the points today, and you got to be honest, they were relentless like Huskies. They were hunting down their prey. I mean, not like Huskies nowadays. They're just pets nowadays. But maybe a few hundred years ago. But either way, great first game of the day for Yukon. Not so much for George Washington, but we know they will bounce back. They always do. Defending champions, they've got to find a way back into the season somehow. We've still got another game to come up for you, though, tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We do indeed have one more. It is going to be the second game of the evening, William & Mary versus Montana State University. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few moments' time with the second game of the day. We'll see you soon. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to EGFC Season 5, Week 4. We're here for the second game of the evening, William & Mary versus Montana State University, the Bobcats versus the Tribe. It should be a banger. We've got Real Madrid versus Real Madrid because, of course, why wouldn't we? My name is George Overton, joined by Matt Hayhoe, ready to break down this second game of the evening. William and Mary doing really well this season. Montana State's first season in the league, so we're still seeing them settle in, but up against one of the the oldest, the longest running team in the league now, William and Mary. How are they going to get on, do you think, Matt?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether that experience kind of plays a part or not. Like you say, it's Real Madrid versus Real Madrid because, yeah, they're obviously a very good team still on EAFC 24. So we'll have to wait and see if they have any differences in their lineups. I imagine they'll be fairly similar. It looked like a 4-1-2-1-2 for one of the sides. Not quite sure whose perspective we're going to see. But yeah, it looked like a pretty strong lineup. And again, you've got that pace and the strength at the back. They do lack a little bit in the attacking third. That's all I'll say. Since they lost Benzema to the Saudi Arabia leagues, they're kind of relying on, I think it's Hosselu, isn't it? Who's like not quite as good, but they've got that ridiculous defense. So I think it could be quite tough to score goals with the Real Madrid attack playing against the Real Madrid defense.
No, absolutely. We'll have to see though as Valverde brings the ball forward, gets tackled by Eder Militao, good defended from the Brazilian centre-back. Luka Modric now playing the ball through the midfield. This is William and Mary in the white home kit, and it will be Montana State in the black away kit. Alaba takes it down nicely, but does end up getting tackled by Mendy.
Yeah, I mean, Ferland Mendy again, 5-star week for really solid again. So doesn't really do much IRL, in my opinion, to kind of warrant that really high rating. A few seasons ago, yeah, he looked really decent, but I don't know, you never really see or hear much about him recently.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, not too sure what's going on there, but either way, I know that Real Madrid's definitely looking like an absolute unit of a squad, and what a finish that was from Vincinius Jr. Maybe questions should be asked to the goalkeeper there. Don't know how easy that was to save compared to how Courtois made it look, but it looked quite fairly down the middle.
Yeah, goalkeepers again, big question mark over them this year, isn't there, on the game? So it'll be interesting to see that one again, maybe on a replay. But yeah, there's a few chances that go maybe a little bit more central to the goal than goalkeepers would like, that seem to just find their way into the net. And yeah, when you've got someone like Courtois, who's, I don't know if he might be the highest rated goalkeeper, I think, this year. He's a 90 rated, so arguably the best player having goal. And seeing a goal like that go in is a bit of a disappointment, really.
Yeah, most definitely, especially considering the defenders were fairly close to Vinny. Tchouameni gives the ball away, regained it momentarily. Rodrigo now twisting, turning with the shot. Courtois makes a save down the other end this time. Keeps Montana in the lead for now. As William and Mary, lovely roulette turn from Rodrigo. Goes past one, looks to go past two, but Tchouameni, yeah, he's got plenty of pace to get that ball.
Yeah, he's big and strong as well. And that's another thing with the Real Madrid midfield. You've got kind of that strength with him, whether you choose to use Camavinga or not as well. And then you've got the fantastic ability, the player that just keeps on getting better with age, just like a fine wine. Luka Modric still absolutely bossing it there. You've got Bellingham in there as well. You've got Valverde, who I packed from Weekend League Awards this weekend, so that was good. They've got a really strong midfield. And like I said, it is just that kind of attack they lack a little bit with. Great turn from Modric, goes for the finesse and puts it wide, unfortunately, this time.
Yeah, but just to go back to what you're saying, this Real Madrid squad is, it's so young, but it's also got a few little older gems. Like obviously Modric is the main one we're talking about. Absolutely one of the greatest of all time in terms of midfielders, and so much youth in this squad. It really is scary to think about what they're going to do going forward. What they're going to win, what they're going to accomplish as a team. Modric, though, good tackle from Rudiger. An absolute battle with Modric. Modric comes out on top. And a great save from Courtois.
Yeah, good battle there. And actually, just to touch on it, because I saw with the release of the Football Manager beta this week, there was sort of like some tweets saying, teams not to do. Real Madrid being one of those teams not to take on, because obviously they're so successful anyway, and the fact that they've got so many good youth players, like you said, these young players coming through that are just absolutely incredible. We're going to see a chance here. No, well blocked. But yeah, they've got a team that's almost, set up for the next 5 seasons already without any real trouble. They'll lose the likes of Toni Kroos and Luka Modric, but if they can find a really good replacement for Modric and keep the players they've got, they'll be fine. And Vinny Jr. down the other end equalises, and we're all square once again.
It's a massive cutback, isn't it? It's really well played to get to that point, and then found the pass in the middle, the lane opened up, and yeah, great finish from there. It's pretty much FC 24 101, that goal right there. Cutback FC 24, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. We can't deny it. It's one of those kind of. It's not necessarily the meta, but it's probably the easiest way you're gonna score is get down the byline. If you've got a player with great dribbling, use that R1 right bumper dribbling, and just cut across, get a little cut back to your other striker, and bish bash bosh. It's kind of goals for days if you can get down the wing.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's why everybody's using pacey wingers with the either the quick first step. Playstyle Plus or the Rapid Plus, whatever one you want to use. They're both pretty good. Diaby is a very good one. But there's plenty of players in the game that you can use for that kind of playstyle. And here in this match, though, 1-1, 42 minutes through this game. Been a really good one so far. Let's see who's going to take the lead. If we'll see a goal before the half-time break, you never know. Bellingham, little roulette there to maybe try to throw one or two of the defenders off. Tucciameni now to Vincinius Jr. Another roulette twist turns. Can he find the finish at the end of it? Yes, he will. Oh, lovely bit of skill, lovely bit of play from William and Mary, and that will be a 2-1 lead, their first lead of the game.
Yeah, what a strike. Absolutely rattled that one in, and this seems to be the Vinny Jr. show at the moment, doesn't it? There was a lot of skill moves thrown in there, a couple of roulettes in the box, and the defence had no answer there, and it's a crucial time to score as they don't even get the chance to move from the kickoff. So, yeah, really, really good time to score. It's kind of that perfect time, isn't it, just for half-time, where you don't give your opponent any time to get back into it, and you get that kind of switch around. It's probably got less of an impact in a game kind of esports scene, whereas in real life, for the break, you then got 15 minutes during the half-time interval to sit on it, and it can have a much bigger impact IRL than it does on here. But yeah, great time to score nevertheless.
No, 100%. I think that it spurs you on when you're playing in the video game version. I think it has a greater effect on you than it does your opponent. I feel like you score a goal before half-time, you're like, right, this is where the tides are turning, kind of thing. This is where everything's going to start going in my favour after the half-time break. But yeah, in real life, obviously, you have to dwell on it for a good 15 minutes, and it can get you a little bit down. But either way, so far in this match, I think both teams have been pretty good. William and Mary, on the attacking side of things, have been really good. Getting in that box, and that close control dribbling's been really good, especially with Vincinius Jr. Yeah, brilliant play so far from both teams. We'll have to see if Montana can make that comeback happen, though.
Yeah, it's been a really decent game so far, and it's one of those. We don't often see it where the teams are obviously picking the same lineups and the same teams to be. Quite often we'll get like a Real Madrid Barcelona, Real Madrid Man City, PSG, for example, also getting picked. So it's interesting to see how they line up, because they've probably got the same tools on the bench to use. You kind of know who your opponent's got, you know who the strengths and weaknesses are going to be. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out in the second half. But 2-1, it's a really closely fought contest so far, which is great.
Yeah, we'll have to see if it continues this way throughout the entirety of the game. Rodrigo almost slipped through there, and Rudiger just about managed to get his body in the way, get Rodrigo back. I'm not too sure if there's any shirt pulling, but maybe. Rodrigo looks to feed it through to Vinicius, but good interception from Eder Militao. Alaba switches the play out wide to Ferland Mendy, who has a little bit of time, a little bit of space to walk the ball forward. Vinny on the ball. Lovely pass through to Valverde, who can run down the right-hand side. 2 players in the box, 3 now. Can he find any of them? Pulls it back to Rodrigo. Looks to just drag it back and go forward, but nothing there for him. Good attack, though, from William and Mary.
Yeah, that's it. You can see again that kind of getting down the wing, looking to try and do a couple of little skill moves to try and create that space, really. But yeah, nothing doing that time. And it is, if you can kind of defend the wings really well, you really limit the kind of options that your opponent actually has, because it is quite difficult. Long shots are great if you've got players with finesse play style plus, which I don't know that any of the Real Madrid players do have. There might be a few just ordinary finesses. But you've got like Modric in the middle has got the Trivela plus. You've got Bellingham, I think, has got Relentless plus. So, you know, like never runs out of stamina, basically. It's difficult because they're not the greatest in terms of play styles as well. Even Vinny Jr.'s just got the rapid one, I think. Rodrigo, I don't think has any play style pluses, but has a couple of just ordinary play styles. So, what does Valverde have? Yeah, if I can see in the bottom. No, he hasn't actually got one either.
See, that surprises me.
Yeah, he's a good player, but again, it's difficult. I don't know what the criteria is for EA to give out the playstyle pluses. You've got players like Alex Morgan, who's got, you know, 5-star weak foot and the finesse style plus. You've got like Griezmann's got finesse style plus. There are quite a few, but then there's a lot of others that maybe you think should have it, but they don't.
I'm just hoping we see the meta kind of shift towards less cutting in on the wings and more, you know, taking opportunities like outside of the box and stuff like that, because the last thing that any of us want to see in pro play and in these kind of tournaments is just every single play of the game just down the wing, down the wing, down the wing. Nobody wants to see that, but you know, that's the one thing I like about EGF. We do see a lot of players that don't really conform to the meta. They like to take long shots, they like to take different approaches to the game.
Yeah, be a bit more entertaining. That's always the best thing for us, isn't it? Is anyone that can play with a bit of flair as well is always welcomed with open arms. But yeah, it's like, you know, if you were to play division rivals or weekend league, for example, within Ultimate Team, you kind of know most of your opponents are going to be trying to play the same way, and it does get a bit boring after a while. But no, we always see some good entertaining variations as well. We've seen plenty of skill moves actually thrown in from both players here, both loving the roulette, obviously. Let's see if another chance can build here. Again, it's just so difficult to break through that Real Madrid defence because they're just so strong and they're so quick as well to back up that strength.
Yeah, they really are. Rapid defence. Ball's going to come out for William and Mary. We'll see that come through once the ball goes out of play. And we'll have to see what kind of changes they have in mind. Play on by the referee. Alaba to Vinicius, and Rudiger with the interception. We don't get to see the whole of that stat, but we do get to see that there is a 87% possession for Montana State University. Something that they're going to want to improve on, I'm sure.
Yeah, you don't often get... I don't know if I like the new augmented reality kind of pop-ups on there. They are kind of cool. They're quite a nice little feature to have. You know, you can see like where you're taking your last 5 shots from and things like that. There's a good strike from Valverde, but Courtois equal to it. Playing out from the back once again. Just 10 minutes to go. I don't even know if this pause is going to get triggered, you know. I think it might end up sitting there for the majority. And by the time it does get triggered, I don't think there's going to be much time for it to have an impact. So we'll have to see. It doesn't take long, you know. It only takes one opportunity. See, Alaba almost out of stamina down the wing as well. You've got Rudiger's got aerial plus playstyle, so anything in the air near Rudiger, chances are he's winning that header, and that kind of includes both ends of the pitch as well. And with some of the SBCs that have been coming out in Ultimate Team, I personally packed Vidic from the Icon pack, and also I did the Blanc SBC, and they've both got aerial, not plus, but just normal aerial. Lovely through ball here. Rodrigo, can he get the finish? Yes, he can. Beautiful strike. 3-1 now to William and Mary, and surely that seals the first leg here.
Well, absolutely. 3-1, a big lead, and honestly a deserved lead. They've really controlled the pace of this game. Montana have struggled. The fans absolutely going wild in the stands there. One of them off on their chair cheering everybody on. And yeah, you know, what can you really say other than a deserved lead for William and Mary here in this first leg? 2-goal lead going into the second one, unless obviously Montana can find themselves a goal before the full-time whistle. I think there's about 3 or 4 minutes left of regular time before we get the added time, so we'll have to see about that.
Yeah, not long left. They'll have to kind of go absolutely gun-ho and just, throw everybody forward and just, see if they can snatch another goal to close the gap. But it's, 2 goals for Vinny on one side, a goal on the other as well. And then you got Rodrigo there. Really good finish, actually, that one, because we're still a little bit of a way out. So I had to make sure the finish counted. Caught the back end of the post, I think, there, just to really make sure. You don't want to be giving the ball away straight from kickoff. And Tony Cruz there, who has come on. Bit of an odd choice to bring on. I mean, he's great at passing. I wouldn't necessarily say he's the best of impact subs because he's very slow. But yeah, interesting to see anyway.
Free kick.
Well,
big chance. Tony Cruz.
Tony Cruz, no, he's not a set piece specialist.
He's got 86 curve, 84 free kick accuracy, 89 shot power. It's settled there on the left. So we'll have to see.
He's going to go for under the wall there. He keeps lining it up as if he's going to go under the wall, but maybe looking for a pass. Just drill it. There's 1 minute left on the clock. Not even that. Just have a go. Please.
Pop. Oh, boring. Boring.
No. It doesn't work.
I know we should probably. That's a little bit harsh, but everybody wants to see the free kick, a shot from the free kick there, just outside of the foot, whatever. Just go for it.
Yeah, again, a bit weird though because they can only have one play style at the moment, one play style plus. Because actually, Tony Cruz is a very good free kick taker as well. So never mind. Anyway, 3 goals to 1. William and Mary have a slight advantage going into the second leg. Montana State University, they're going to have a little bit of work to do, but never say never. We'll probably see Real Madrid versus Real Madrid once again, I would imagine. But we'll have to see if there's any changes because William and Mary have that 2-goal cushion now. Are they going to sit there and, hold it out? Or are they just going to go for exactly the same tactics once again?
We'll have to see. We will definitely have to see because, 3-1 lead, you'd think that they'd go with the same tactics going into the second game, but you never know. There might be a switch player. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. We're going to throw it to a very quick break while we wait for the players just to get their tactics and everything ready. So we're going to throw it to that quick break. We'll be back very shortly with the second game between William and Mary and Montana State University. We'll be right back.
Yo, Smoke. This one's Fuego. This one's fuego.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to EGFC Season 5, Week number 4. We're here for the second game of game number 2 here in this best of 2 series between Montana State University and William and Mary. Currently, William and Mary with a 3-1 lead on aggregate. We'll have to see if Montana State can claw it back in the second half. We've had a switch up of who is hosting. So it will be Montana State as the home team this time, and William and Mary as the away team.
Yeah, 2 changes of lineups as well. I know we could obviously see during the break there the lineups that the teams are creating and who they choose. So, yeah, PSG versus Bayern Munich, which is an interesting selection. They've changed from Real Madrid versus Real Madrid. There's a chance here for Mbappe, and tell you what, not a bad save from Neuer, who I think is actually injured at the moment, IRL. I remember seeing something about, I think it's Ulreich is the second keeper, and they were sort of saying, like, oh, how are you going to feel when Neuer's back from injury? And he's like, well, I'll just go back to being on the bench and cheering him on. So he was very, I think he understands his role in the team, and he seems to be doing quite well because Bayern Munich are doing pretty well so far.
Yeah, Bayern Munich doing very well in the league so far. Obviously, Harry Kane a big part of that. Definitely filling that void that Lewandowski left last season. Senjo. Ball played down the line. Meccano is able to collect that. And while we were in the break, we were just talking about Bayern Munich and, you know, their ratings. And currently Goretzka 88, Koeman 88 on the live ratings, doing very well with things. Musiala still 86. I thought that maybe he'd have been upgraded once or twice. I think he's been playing really well in real life, and I'd be interested to see what Harry Kane's rating would be on live form. It wouldn't surprise me to see if it was 91.
Yeah, I do believe he is actually a 91, although he has been benched for this one. So I guess he's an awkward one because, yes, he's a fantastic finisher, but on EAFC, I think he's got something like 68 pace or something, or 70 pace. So again, for a striker, it's really difficult to use that in online gameplay. You know, he's such a great player, such a clinical finisher. But yeah, without pace, it can be a bit of a killer on these games.
Yeah, for sure. Pace it's a big part of this game. Ousmane Dembele through. Can Upamecano catch him? No, but completely misses the target there. That is not what you want to see, especially from somebody with 5-star weak foot. You know, a little bit disappointing there. The goalkeeper movement came across. You could see that they were trying to shoot at that near post, but it didn't work in the end. And we have a look at the tactics there, and just the balanced with 40 depth. So no cheesy, ratty 71 depth to trigger the press.
Yeah, the automatic press obviously at the moment a very big talking point because yeah, it just automatically presses, and it is, I mean, it's absolutely mad, to be honest. It's crazy because the whole team presses like in unison, and it just makes it so difficult to play out from the back if you're under any pressure. So it is something that teams maybe could look at if they want to. It's something it's a difficult one though, because if you don't get it right, and if your team all push up, you can be liable to some counter-attacks quite quickly if the ball gets played long. However, it's so OP, I genuinely think it's such a good thing to play with. If, you know, while it's still there and whilst it hasn't been patched, and we're going to see Mbappe run through, left-footed finish, nothing Neuer could do this time. And just like that, PSG have the 1-0 lead.
Montana State University back in the game. Just a 1-goal deficit now. William and Mary, they need to be careful. It's only a 1-goal lead they have. So we'll have to see. Montana, they are a very good team. They've got a very good record so far in this season. We'll have to see. Can they pick up a win here? Can they bring themselves back to level pegging? Can they make a big comeback happen? Well, they've got plenty of time left on the clock. Over an hour of in-game time.
Yeah, a long way to go, but it's a good start for them getting that goal. And Mbappe's a massive handful. I think on Ultimate Team he's like 3 million coins or something. So he's like the only player that's worth a lot of money that is just the gold card. It's, yeah, he's tough to deal with in game. But they did lose Neymar, PSG, so it's not necessarily just the Mbappe show. And we might see a foul. No, not at all. I thought we might see a penalty first, and then I thought we might see a foul the other way. But we see Kim Min Jae doing well, and Kim Min Jae's been doing well in real life as well. We might see a chance here actually for Dembele, that 5-star weak foot again, not able to get the shot away. And Sane looking for the switch to Coman, who you did mention, how good his rating is. Kingsley Coman having a great season, obviously in real life, to warrant a +2 in the live ratings.
Looking for that switch of play out wide to Leroy Sané. Fairly tall, but unable to win the header there against Nuno Mendes. Ball played. A little overlap and run from Mbappe. Did well, but Upamecano, very pacey. Difficult to get past, a big lad. Does well defensively once again. And we're seeing a lot of these pinged passes being played. These LT or L2Xs. Squares, whatever.
Switching the play is kind of one of those things that I don't know. It's almost as if people are not necessarily playing overload the ball side, but the defense kind of shift really narrow, regardless of what kind of width you play defensively. I mean, even here, I know the ball's it's in the box. There's a great chance, and we are all square once again. Yeah, great finish this time. Finally, Dembele gets a clean shot off, and it does result in a goal. And William and Mary cueing that pause because they're going to need to change something, because 2 goals down in this one, the momentum is all with the PSG side. But yeah, just going back to that kind of switching of play, it's an odd one because the defence just seem to be so narrow all the time. If the ball's out on the left wing, the opposite side, the left back tucks right over, and it does allow the wingers a lot more space out wide. But it's a strange one because you do see a lot of switching of play, especially in the sort of competitive scene.
The first thing I have to say is Dembele still hasn't got a clean shot off. That was Kolo Muani that scored the goal.
Oh, was it Kolo Muani? Sorry.
No, it's
I was
all right.
assumed in that position it was Dembele cutting in the wing.
Yeah, you would have thought so, wouldn't you? But I think it was Marquinhos of all people to pass across ball across goal. So all the players obviously shifted across a little bit. But just to go back to what you're saying, I don't know. I don't know whether it's something that EA need to have a look at and patch, but it does feel like there is. Everybody always has overload ball side on, regardless of if they have it on or not. I don't know whether that's something that's intended or not, but teams are just so narrow when they really shouldn't be, and switching the play feels like the only thing that can really fix that. Like, look at the amount of space down there on that left-hand side.
Yeah,
I can guarantee. Yeah, I can guarantee no.
So narrow.
Yeah, 100%.
And you can see even here, like the ball's out wide. I don't know. They just always seem to be so narrow. Just always. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe both players are playing with narrow width, but I think a lot of people tend to just leave the defensive width kind of as standard at like 50. So yeah, it is a strange one. Maybe we'll see some tweaks to it, but yeah, great start in this game for MSU. They scored the 2 goals they needed to get back in it. We're sat now at 3-3 on aggregate. So if it does stay like this, potentially we'll have that golden goal third leg to decide the winner. But so far, MSU looking good. We haven't really seen William and Mary venture too far down the opposite end of the pitch.
No, we haven't, to be fair. They've been relatively quiet so far this game. I'm not too sure what's going on. That they've changed this kind of... we didn't really get too good of a look at the tactics. It looks like everything's pretty much default on the instructions side of things. We're going to see a few of those changes come through now. Goretzka's going to stay on normal, cover centre. But yeah, everything's relatively, bog standard. I don't really know what's happened, whether we've seen a change of player maybe from William and Mary. I know that Brenz was playing last game. So yeah, I'm not really too sure on what's happened.
Yeah, well, William and Mary have just not really thrown it away so far, but they've struggled against the PSG side. And I think, again, they've got a good attack, even though they lost Neymar. Getting in Kolo Muani, he's been a great player, and he's kind of a really solid FIFA player as well, because he's tall, pretty strong. He's got good pace as well. He's not always the best because he is quite tall. He's a little bit clunky, but once you get him going through on goal, he's a very solid player. Yeah, we'll just have to see how this second half plays out because at the moment we're heading towards a golden goal third fixture. But MSU, the momentum's all with them. We're at 3-3 on aggregate. The next goal could be vitally important.
Yeah, very well could be. Let's see who is going to get there first. That is the question. It could very well decide the match. Kimmich looks to pass it to feet, but unfortunately intercepted once again by Montana State, who defensively been very, very good this game so far. Much better than the first leg. Marco Asensio looking for somebody in the box to pass it to. Lovely bit of skill from the Spaniard. Manages to win the ball back once again. Now it's Mbappe. Maybe his time to wriggle and shake through the defence, but Bayern Munich defend well. Kimmich. Yeah, Kimmich just a really, really good defensive player, you know. The awareness, everything, absolutely perfect. One of the best at it, really, in the world at the moment, I would probably say. I think there aren't too many that are better than him at it. I'd say maybe Rodrigo. Rodrigo's very good defensively as a midfielder, but we'll have to see if Kimmich can come up with anything to help his team get back into this match as, yeah, like we've said, kind of thrown the lead away. It feels a bit harsh to say thrown it away, but that's what you've got to say it is when you've got a 2-goal advantage and, you know, you haven't scored, you haven't really had many chances in the second leg. What can you really say?
Yeah, I was just going to say as well, the team again, the PSG team looking very narrow there, and the switch was on. I was just going to call it, but yeah, it happened anyway. And it's a very strange one because the switching of players just seems constantly on. And if you've got players that have got that kind of whipped pass, you really can whip it across. And there's a lovely bit of skill there, wriggles through, and that is a comeback complete. And the lead has now been taken by MSU. William & Mary 3-0 down in the second leg. It's now 4-3 to Montana State University in this one here.
What a massive comeback for Montana State. The first time they've been involved in the EGFC FIFA League, or sorry, FC24 now league. You know, and they're absolutely smashing it. And to provide such a massive comeback in just week 4 shows how comfortable they are in this league. The question is, well, do William & Mary have something? Do they have a rabbit in the hat to pull out? Do they have something for us here? Because they were so good in that first leg. Kola Moani takes a shot on deflection. Should go behind for a corner. Nope, just going to be a goal kick.
Just a dreadful, dreadful shot in the end. But yeah, it's a tough one because, again, I don't know, are Bayern Munich the right choice? I don't know. They've got a great team, obviously, in real life. They just lack a little bit of pace up front. You know, you've got Kane. I think Gnabry was moved up front, I believe, at the start. You've obviously got Gnabry, you've got Leroy Sané, you've got Musiala. So, you know, they've got some decent players, but they're not fast across the board, and the defence actually is probably the weakest part here because although Upamecano and Kim Min-jae aren't slow, they're also not that quick. And at the other end, you know, you've got a fairly slow attack, and the defence of Marquinhos, I'm not sure, is it Kimpembe potentially, the other centre back, you know, who are very quick. You've got Nuno Mendes at left back, he's obviously very quick as well. So, and Hakimi, so it's a very fast defence against a pretty slow offence, and the rebound's not quite going the way for William & Mary. The shot comes in, Kane is onside. Can he wriggle his way through? He hasn't got much support, and the pressure from Marquinhos is absolutely relentless, and he wins the ball back. We've got 14 minutes to go. You've got to be honest, Bayern Munich, it's now time for William & Mary to kind of just start throwing everything forward, I think.
Yeah, I think go ultra attack and constant pressure, fast build-up, whatever you can do. Whatever you feel comfortable with, you just got to throw everything at it now. Harry Kane with a chance on the ball, gives it to Musiala, who does have the potential to wiggle around and find a way into the box. The pass comes down to Kingsley Coman, and that is an absolute rifle into the back of the net. A massive goal brings William & Mary level, and That's how they were creating these opportunities in the first game. They were getting down to the byline. They were passing the ball in the middle. They have not done that enough this game. And the first time we've really seen them do that well, they've found a goal from it.
Yeah, I actually think that pass may have been intended for Harry Kane. I'm not going to lie, but it doesn't matter because it finds the other player there. Yeah, it was a great finish, actually. I wasn't sure if the keeper was going to get across the goal there. Donnarumma scrambling, but yeah, cracking finish. First real chance William and Mary have had in this game, really. And yeah, they've actually managed to take it. And we are all square once again. 4-4 on aggregate now. And we're back on the cards for that golden goal third game.
First of the season, I think it would be.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would be, but there could still be an opportunity to see a goal before the full-time whistle. Ooh, Kingsley Coman with a touch a little bit out of place there, looking for that heavy touch, but either way wins the ball back with an interception, more like a misplaced pass. Musiala twist and turn and trying to get past the defender. Mazraoui could look to pass it in the middle, but well defended by Nuno Mendes. Marco Asenjo can pick the ball up, and there we go. Montana can clear their lines, but opting to pass out from the back.
Yeah, got to be very careful passing out from the back. However, you can just switch the play and all is good in the world. Final added minute then. Will we see one more chance? There could be heartbreak at the end. It's a lovely through ball here. Mbappe, he's got some skills. It's Colomwani, and it is absolute heartbreak for William and Mary. The final kick of the game. Oh, mate, what a beautiful strike and cracking build-up. That switch of play really kind of opened it up, and then a burst down the wing. Oh, William and Mary are going to be gutted about that. Gutted. The last kick of the series, 5-4 on aggregate. Oh, what a game that was, though.
Oh, that is absolute heartbreak, Matt. As soon as the ball started going down the other side of the field, I just knew. I just felt it, and oh, I'm only laughing because it's pain. It is pain because it's happened to us all so many times, hasn't it?
Yeah, you know that kind of last chance of the game, and whoever it falls to, sometimes that is just the way it goes. And you see it quite often in competitive FIFA that players will, pass it around in added or into added time just to make sure they've got that last chance saloon opportunity, basically. And yeah, it's paid off for Montana State University here. And unfortunately, William and Mary, despite getting that late goal, yeah, it's not gone their way this evening.
Yeah, I almost want to cry for William and Mary, to be honest. That is absolutely brutal. Not the way they would have want to finish that game, but GG's regardless. They put a shift in the first game. They managed to get a goal back in the late embers, the dying embers of that one. But Montana, they came up with the goods in the end. And I'll be honest, Montana did play very well. It was a rough first game, but the second game was fantastic for them, I've got to say.
Yeah, it was a difficult one to come back from. 3-1 down after the first leg, but they stamped their authority on the second leg, and they deserved to win it. It's just a shame it was the last kick of the game goal really that gave no more chances to William and Mary.
We wanted golden goal. How dare they deprive us of that? But who knows? Maybe next week, because that's all we've got time for today. Hopefully you have a lovely rest of your week. Thank you very much for joining us on Twitch or on Brinks TV, wherever you did watch it. Hopefully you did enjoy this week's version of EGFC Season 5 FC 24. As always, we've got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate coming up tomorrow. Plenty more games throughout the week, so make sure to stop by for those. And other than that, thank you for watching. My name's been George Overton, joined by Matt Baldy Hayho. And yeah, we'll see you guys same time next week. Have a lovely rest of your week, guys. We'll see you very soon.
See you there.
This one's Fuego.
Legend of Gold.